welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about becoming a vegetarian, and this video might be a little bit rambly because I don't know exactly how I'm going to say the things that I'm going to say. Basically, I have loved animals all my life, and that's not saying that if you love animals then you shouldn't be eating meat. I always felt like there was something in me saying that I shouldn't be eating meat. I don't like preparing meat. I don't like looking at raw meat unless it has to do with my job and like feeding animals raw meat. I don't like preparing anything or like seeing just meat hanging at like Western beef, like when they would hang like the pigs upside down, they'd be sliced down the middle. I just, as a child, I didn't like thinking about it, so I would try not to think about it while I would eat it because I was never preparing the food myself. And that's kind of how I got through the guilt of knowing that I'm doing something that I myself wasn't comfortable with, that went against my morals, but I did it anyway. So for years I ate meat. I'm 26 years old, so I've been eating meat for a really long time, obviously, and I would try to just, I was in denial. Like, I knew this was something that I shouldn't be doing for my own personal reasons because I'm just a very emotional person and I really love animals very deeply. And in my mind, for myself personally, I just can't love animals and eat them at the same time. Like I said earlier, that doesn't mean that if you do that, that's wrong or anything. I'm just talking about myself here. Don't want to offend anyone or become like this extremist. I know there's like certain vegans on this platform in particular that have kind of given other vegans and vegetarians a bad name because they send out such a strong stigma of like, you have to, it's all or nothing. And eventually I am going to try to move into a more plant-based, just strictly no dairy, no meat. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Past summer, I was working a lot with chickens, and I really love chickens. I was working with geese as well, and I just fell in love with them, and it became clearer and clearer that I couldn't keep going with eating meat. So I stopped. On January 1st, my last meat-related meal was from Chipotle, and it wasn't even that good, so I should have probably chosen something better. But chicken wings are my weakness. It was like hot spicy chicken wings or pork fried rice. Beef itself wasn't that big of a deal for me in terms of giving up. Fish, I never liked fish. I never liked seafood. I get really sad seeing like lobsters in those like tanks when you're at the store, or like the fish or like the little crabs like, that are like alive. I don't like seeing like mukbangs with like live animals and like live eels. Like that's how I knew that I was not personally okay with eating meat. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it just, and then when 2020 hit, I was like, you know what better time to start a change, even though it's very cliche, at the beginning of the year. Like it made sense to me. Talk to my parents about it, and now I'm 26 years old, so it's a little bit easier. I wish I wasn't living at home still. I wish I was just with my fiance, but we already know there's factors going into that as well. But I was a child, I was never really able to put my foot down and be like, hey, I'm gonna be a vegetarian, because my parents would not have that. They're like, you're gonna eat what we're eating, and you're not the one cooking, so you're gonna eat what's on the plate. Because I have like really strict Hispanic family, and like, you know, like they get where I'm coming from now, but they're set in their ways. My parents are a little bit older. I was gonna say they're really old, but my parents are kind of old considering what the ages of my other friends are who are the same age as me. Does that make sense? So I'm like 26 years old. All my other 26-year-old friends, their parents are like younger than mine. So I don't know if my parents just had me later in life or what, but either way, now they're a little more accepting of it because I can cook on my own, I can prepare my own food, I can go to get the produce that I need. But back then, they weren't having it. Plus, I was also a really picky eater, so if I had been a vegetarian back then, it wouldn't have been a very healthy one because I hated vegetables. And side note, I kind of still do. Not all vegetables, but I'm just a picky eater. But I've been getting much better at incorporating actual veggies and stuff, so I've been eating a lot of spinach, a lot of like tomatoes, a lot of broccoli. I've always loved broccoli though. So it's, well, tomatoes is a fruit, right? I just realized, whatever. I grew up thinking it was a vegetable. So I like, it's just a slow process. I'm gonna try out cauliflower for the first time. Like, there's a lot of fruit and there's a lot of vegetables, well, mostly vegetables, that I've never tried before. That's how picky of an eater I am, that I never tried zucchini. I've never tried cauliflower, like I just mentioned, eggplant, and I'm ready to change that. I'm ready to incorporate new things into my diet. And in terms of milk, I'm okay with switching to almond milk, even though I don't enjoy the taste of almond milk. It tastes like water. It tastes like weird water. But I'm willing to do that change because I am lactose intolerant, so it would benefit my stomach. But the problem with being a vegan that I'm running into is that I still have to replace a bunch of things like chocolate and like cake batter and like muffins and cookies, because sometimes you don't think about what's in there, or like there's just certain items that I'll pick up and I'll be like, oh, this has dairy in it, I thought it didn't. And it's just a whole thing. There's no Trader Joe's or Whole Foods near me, and they're all like they're a short distance away by car, but I don't drive. I live in New York City. I never had to learn how to drive. And they're kind of far from me, but I am gonna go, and I'm gonna do this, like I said, slowly but surely. It's hard to talk about being a vegetarian because I feel like a lot of vegans are like, you might as well just switch to being a vegan right now because there's a lot of cruelty in the dairy industry, which is very true. There definitely is, but I don't want to take the all or nothing approach. I feel like that discourages people, especially on social media. It discourages people from giving it a shot because some vegans are just really extreme. And, you know, I get it. I get where they're coming from because they have a deep love for animals and for the environment. But I can't make that change overnight is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to, but it's a little bit tough. As for vegetarian, I'm pretty good. I'm hanging in there. At the time that I'm filming this video, I'm at my 1 week mark and I'm feeling pretty good. I'm having some slight chicken cravings, but I'm sure as time goes on and I get a well-balanced diet, it'll go away. I've heard it goes away. Like I heard that after a certain point, you don't crave it anymore. So let me know if you think that's true. I haven't even tasted tofu yet. I forgot to mention that. Like I've never had tofu, and tofu is like such a staple for a lot of vegetarians and vegans. So I'm just excited. I feel like there's a whole new world of different types of foods that I've just always looked down upon, and now it's time to try them. And I'm excited, but I'm nervous because, like I said, I always feel like there's this pressure to be like the perfect vegetarian or the perfect vegan, and it's hard. It's really hard. But lately I've been trying to like do the whole diet thing, but also live a little bit more sustainably, like switching out certain things, cutting out plastic, which is a whole nother thing of being overwhelmed, because once you go down that, like, what is it called? There's a saying for that. Once you go down that rabbit hole, you realize just how much of what's ingrained in our life is so bad for the environment in this world, and it's overwhelming. It definitely is. Let me know if you ever feel like that. If you have any places that you like to get your recipes from for like vegetarian or vegan options, let me know down below. I really like cookbooks versus just like a Google search. I feel like I get overwhelmed with a Google search, but when it comes to like following something on Pinterest or following something on like Instagram or people's Instagram stories, I'll screenshot a lot of my friends, because I do have a lot of friends that are vegans, and I'll screenshot their stuff because that helps me more. If I just type in like vegan recipes on YouTube, on Google, I just get really overwhelmed. But if you have any recipes you like, or any cookbooks, or any like sources where you go to get your like top recipes and stuff, or just things you enjoy, let me know down below. I would greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from and that I'm not trying to offend anyone. Like if you eat meat, don't worry, it's cool, I get it. My parents do, my fiance still does. I love my fiance because I see him putting effort into trying out a lot of like the vegetarian stuff I've been doing. I'm happy he supports me in this decision, and I'm glad that at least once a week we can have a vegetarian meal together, because even just having like a meatless Tuesday really helps the environment out. So anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really appreciate it, and I will see you very soon with another video. Bye.